What is going on, everybody? Go ahead and get set up here real quick. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about a few things. There's been some news that's been going around, some rumors and things of that nature. And yeah, hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button when you get in the building. We got some things to talk about. We're gonna talk about Ryan Garcia. He's magically back. I got a lot of heat for calling it how I saw it. And y'all know I've been in the past I was somewhat of a supporter of Ryan Garcia prior to me opening my eyes to his bullshit. I wanted to get a kid the benefit of the doubt, but when he came out with the mental health issue or the mental health excuse, I knew it was cap. I just knew it was cap. You know what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden now you got this problem when you got a tough fight with Harry Fortuna coming up. You know what I'm saying? You right on the doorway to fight Devin Haney. Now all of a sudden you got mental illnesses. 2 weeks later, you fighting. There's rumors that you're fighting Rolando Romero. Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button for your boy. We'll get this show started once we get some more people up in here and get some activity going. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get this shit cooking today. We got some shit to talk about. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on Caleb Plant recent statement. He came out recently and said some things. I'm waiting till some people get in here. But Ryan Garcia, if this is true, man, if he's magically returned after a 2-week little hiatus, we've seen pictures of him with his girl and et cetera, et cetera. And, we knew it was cap. But it is a good fight. I ain't gonna lie, Drizzy K. You ain't lying. It's a pretty good fight. It's a pretty good fight. I can't lie. But yeah, he backed out of 3 fights with black fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia's full of shit. And that's just what it is. Salute to my man YSM Sports Media in the building. The dude just been bullshitting boxing fans. He was hitting a little double-ended bag. That's his thing and shit, and saying that's his, help him with his anxiety and all that, bro. But you've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? You already was in the ring fighting in front of thousands of people and all that. You already like it was all cap, dude. Ryan Garcia is full of shit. And Rolando Romero, I won't be surprised if the dude knocked him out. Mo KC says, salute, bro. He says, fun fact, Caleb Plant and Bud both have 64. Oh, man, that's crazy, man. Bud Crawford got some long-ass fucking arms, man. That's why he's a problem. You know what I'm saying? He got the arms length of a super middleweight and shit. So he could go up to 154 and handle some of those guys as long as he, fights with his brain. But Caleb Plant, he came out, he said some things, and I don't know if I like it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I like it because we've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this before with these guys. They come out with the numbers and start talking business in the public, and then fights don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So this may be the beginning of some bullshit like that. Don't be surprised. This is a huge opportunity for Caleb Plant. Huge opportunity. Is he ready for it? Because, he's a white American and, he could really take it to the next level. But is he really, really willing to fight Canelo Alvarez? You know what I'm saying? Is he preparing to price himself out, man? You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like. I don't like him coming out talking about the business and shit. Just keep that shit behind closed doors. Talking about pay what you owe and all that. Like, usually when these dudes come out talking like that, these fights don't happen. We've seen this shit before. Salute to my man YSM Sports Media in the building. He's gonna give his thoughts on this particular topic.
What's good? So
what's going on, man?
First, what we have to stop doing as fans is reacting off of we reacted off an excerpt. Somebody took that quote out of whatever interview he was doing and put that quote up. We don't know the context. They probably asked him a list of questions, and that was the one thing that he decided to highlight and tweet about. But let's keep it real. Do you feel like Billy Joe Saunders was lowball?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like
Yep.
Colin Smith was lowball? And I'm basing mines off of what you gave Kovalev and what you gave Danny Jacobs.
But
So
I
if you
mean, let's
gave
be honest though,
go ahead.
bro. Those guys, let's just be real though. And I like Caleb Plant. I think he's that guy.
Yeah,
But those guys are more established names than Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant kind of like the new kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? He's the new kid on the block.
true.
Billy
But he
Joe been
also
around. Kovalev been around. You know, those guys, Rocky Fielding been over there doing what he was doing. Callum
but he
Smith won the
also
World Box Series against a guy with one arm.
but he
So, I
also
mean,
brings with one arm, you funny.
yeah,
He
George
also
Groves had one arm.
he also has something that they don't. All right, so I look at it a couple of different ways. Like first, he's the last piece of the puzzle. So if you want undisputed, you gotta holler at me. Right.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm a white American in a sport that's been dying for white Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just be honest. That's the reason why MMA is kicking boxing's ass. White Americans are still dominant, and white Americans are the majority in this country. Right. So I'm a white American, no homo. I'm good looking, and I have both the urban fan base and the Southern Memphis fan base. Every time I'm on regular TV, I'm doing at least 1.5 million views, maybe more, 1.8, 2 million, etc. So
Mm-hmm.
they're building me. So if you want a crack at my O and you want a shot at my belt, you're gonna have to pay me. Now, I'm not telling you he deserves 12 million. I'm saying they're not gonna be able to do him like Caleb Plant. I'm sorry, they're not gonna be able to do him like Billy Joe Saunders and Colin
Right.
Smith and just lowballing. You're not.
Right. But you already know. It's gonna be Caleb Plant pricing himself out. What has he done? He's already doing what the PBC fighters do. What would your response be to that?
At the end of the day, Caleb Plant doesn't need Canelo Alvarez. And I'm just looking at it strictly from the business side. Caleb Plant is what, 26, 27 years old? If he keeps
Mm-hmm.
going at the rate that he's going with being on Fox and viewership, once the white casual audience, once they become familiar with him, he could
Mm-hmm.
potentially be one of the biggest draws in boxing
Right.
because they don't have.
No, you lagging out. But yeah, he lagged out. But let me see exactly what he said for quote unquote. Was he on the Last Stand podcast or something?
No, it was a interview with the Athletic,
Oh,
and
okay, that's right.
basically he says I want what I'm owed plus 1 penny, and I'm not taking a penny less. Basically, he's talking about market price. Whatever you're supposed to pay me,
Right.
and I'm not taking no shorts.
Mm-hmm. Because they see what happened with Billy Joe. He's like, man, you ain't about to be doing me like that.
Billy Joe got his face broken for what, 3 million? Come on.
They claim it was 8. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I really believe that. But because I'm hearing the Eddie Hearn guy, kind of dipped in a little bit.
Until I hear a number,
The real Zoe says he won't be a big draw with even casuals knowing he ain't fighting the best out there.
the real Zoe. When has casuals ever? Casuals don't even know who the best is. Casuals don't care. Hardcores care. You know who the best super middleweights in boxing is. Casuals don't know. Casuals are watching Jake Paul, bro.
He said white fans are more into MMA and the UFC. Yeah, that's true.
The only reason is because they don't have a fighter that they can relate to.
Jose Figueroa says we run this sport. Oh, Canelo guy. You Canelo fans begin on my fucking nerves, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Canelo, but you fans, his fans, these guys that don't act like they don't see the bullshit, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Y'all crazy. He said casuals
Hey,
paid for Udrium.
exactly, bro. Exactly.
Casuals definitely paid for Udrium, man. They didn't care who Canelo was fighting, bro. That's what I'm saying. So if it don't matter who Canelo Alvarez fight, get your ass up in there with Andrade or Charlo then. Or Benavidez. How about that?
Hey, yo, for the guy that said we run the sport, you should feel that way because you know that's your culture and that's your background. Just don't get offended when black guys or the UK does it when they say that. Don't call it racism. You know, don't call it racism. Don't call it prejudice or bias. If you feel like you're running, okay. Last time I checked, Black Americans been running this shit for a long time. But hey,
Yeah, my bad. I had to. But yeah, I mean, Canelo, he gonna fight whoever he wants to fight, and it look like Caleb Plant is next. But Caleb Plant is letting him know right now that he ain't taking no low ball offers, and if you want what I got, which is this O, and this IBF belt, so you can continue your undisputed campaign, then you go out to give me what I'm owed. So
I,
basically, he letting Canelo know now that you ain't about to be bullying me in negotiations and none of that shit. That's basically what he's doing.
yeah, and fans are just going to jump on Caleb Plant. Oh, you should take whatever Canelo's offering. No, you shouldn't. At the
Salute
end
to
of
my
the day,
man
this
Damone Daniels. Salute, bro.
at the end of the
Like,
day, this is prize fighting, right? So whatever is the going rate for a Canelo fight, whatever everybody else has been getting. So if you want to average out Kovalov, Danny Jacobs, along with Colin Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, I'll be cool with that.
mhm.
But you're not going to give me 3 to 4 million less. No. And then I'm just supposed to take it because you're Canelo Alvarez.
Well, Canelo Alvarez got the juice, man. You know, he dictating boxing. You know, he's doing this, he's doing that. Hey, man. Jose Figueroa says, damn, let us have one sport, bro. Shit, man. Y'all can have football, basketball.
Dude, y'all awesome in soccer. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man.
I mean, I feel you, though, man. I mean, Canelo's that dude, man. I just don't like the fucking shit that comes with him. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't put him in the Kumite.
What's the Kumite?
Blood sport. Blood sport. Remember Blood Sport? The Van Damme movie?
Oh, okay.
You had all them different fighters with different martial arts backgrounds. I wouldn't put Canelo in that.
For me, he's the most complete fighter in boxing.
Mm-mm.
But I that's just how I see him. But does he have a lot of divish qualities? Yeah, he does. He has that Floyd Mayweather in him. He's the Mexican Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm. And now he's
But
talking
no,
shit. He's talking shit in English and
yeah,
everything. You know what I'm saying?
he's the Mexican Floyd.
Yep. Canelo's the
Get
Mexican Floyd.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you heard him? Yeah, the motherfucker. Like, it was crazy. It almost didn't look real when he was speaking like that. Like, it was crazy seeing Canelo talking crazy, cussing, and you know what I'm saying? It was kind of crazy seeing that shit. Like, this dude don't be cussing, man. What's good with you, bro? Oh, man. Damone Daniel says Canelo's a two-time cheater. Mm-mm-mm. He said Canelo doesn't have any feet. I mean, yeah. I mean, Canelo, for me, I need to see him fight Charlo Andrade. I need to see him conquer that. I need to see him beat that because he's fighting these guys where he's the slicker, faster fighter against. And I mean, them guys ain't used to fighting Mexican fighters for one over there. He's going over there. You know, he's getting a lot of extra credit for it. Wayne Hennessy says Fury Joshua is on. No, it ain't, bro. Says who? That fight ain't happening, man. Not till after he see Wilder, unless you got some recent news. But we've been hearing the Fury Joshua fight is going to happen for the past 6 months. Damone Daniel says why it wasn't undisputed as point when ended because man, Canelo, he bullshitting, dog. You know what I'm saying? He fighting certain guys. He's staying away from certain guys. Let's just be honest. Clarissa Shields said it best. I mean, I said the exact same thing she said. I said the exact same thing Clarissa Shields said, basically. Maybe it's a Midwest thing. You know what I'm saying? I said the exact. If he is a horrible fighter, they ain't gonna beat him up.
Pound for pound, I'm the best. I'm Canelo. Chalo. Oh, I'm lying.
You know what I'm saying? This dude been talking shit, but then
beat somebody first. Beat somebody first yourself.
I didn't know that.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, who you gonna fight him, man? You guys are gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
Don't beat me then. Don't beat me.
Horrible fighter.
Don't beat me. Don't beat me, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I do like this trash talking Canelo Alvarez. I do like it. Okay?
Hey, yo,
like
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, bro. It is hilarious. I mean,
But he was definitely being disingenuous.
yeah.
If he was such a horrible fighter, right? Then you would have took him out on your road to being undisputed at 160. What did you jump up for?
Right. I mean,
Like,
you know what it is. Go ahead.
Any fan that wants to act like Demetrius Andrade is not a credible threat, you're in denial or you're biased. There's a reason why Canelo is 2 divisions that he could have fought Andrade at. He chose not to. There's a reason. I feel like
he made
risk versus
155.
reward. Yeah.
He fought at 155, man. Come on. Hey, Jose, man, what's up with the 155 division, man? The Canelo weight, man. You know what I'm saying? Making up weight class.
Damone Daniel said the same thing. It was like it wasn't okay. Undisputed wasn't important at 168 until David Benavidez got stripped. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think he's pound for pound number 1. I think he's the most complete fighter in boxing. But let's be honest. He chooses the easy route. He chooses a big name that stylistically favors him. European fighters get the shit beat out of them by Mexican fighters. Like, let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They stand in front of Mexican fighters. You can't stand in front of no Mexican fighter. They'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. Run right through you.
Yeah.
We've been seeing that. That's what we've been seeing.
Top level UK guys is getting starched by Mexican guys you never heard of.
Yep.
Mauricio Lara. Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
The dude that beat Sam Tennyson? Dude starched him in 1 round. Come on, man.
Salute to D-Lo 404 Boxing. I see you in the building. Oh shit. Drizzy KO said the Fury Joshua is real. Hell no. You hear this shit, YSM?
It's not. Come on, man. A lot of fans are going to be upset when they find out that Wilder won in that arbitration. And that shit should have been announced this week. So look out for that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
Is Canelo a more complete fighter than Bud? To me, yes. I don't think Bud is good defensively.
I think Bud's more complete.
In what aspect?
He's the more versatile fighter.
In what aspect?
Variety. Boxing?
No. Canelo got a great punch riding. Don't do that.
No, you don't.
Yes, he does.
What was that punch Bud hit Kell Brook with, bro?
It's a good punch.
What was it?
It was it was like a hybrid jab hook.
It was a juke. That's what it was. It was a juke. He making up his own punches and shit.
All right, you saw that shit that Billy got hit with, right?
No,
That
that was
long
Tank's
upper,
punch. That was
that
Tank's
long,
special move. That was Tank's special
bro.
move.
How's that Tank special move when Canelo knocked out Kirkland with it? You don't remember? He dropped Kirkland with it the first time.
Yeah, he did.
It's the Floyd would do it with a straight right. And Muhammad Ali would do it with a straight right, but he does it with an uppercut.
Callum Smith is a dead man, bro. That dude stiff as the board.
Would Andrade beat Callum Smith? Yes.
Well,
And Callum Smith's a solid guy, but he has trouble with certain things.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, Andrade would beat Callum Smith. But I've never seen Andrade at 168, so I can't even say that. Callum Smith, he already did.
No, I'm talking about Andrade.
Oh yeah,
I'm starting to think. Yeah, hey, he said I'm starting to think that Benavidez did lose on the scale 2 times, maybe on purpose. Nah, I don't know about that, bro. He was just a kid living a fast life.
Well, the one time he lost the belt one time for Coke, right?
The real Zoe says Bud can compete against more styles than Canelo. Why is Canelo avoiding fighters with good movement? Bud ain't ducking that.
Who is Bud faced with good movement?
Says Drizzy KL says Bud defense is good. It's a YouTube highlight video of him showing that skill set. When he takes hits.
Nah, Bud's defense isn't that good. Bud, his answer for everything is turning southpaw. Now, Bud's offense is good.
I would say if his defense is that bad, we'll see Crawford beat up in fights, but we never seen Bud beat up in fights. Have we seen Bud really losing rounds or really getting beat up in fights? No, but we've seen it from Canelo.
No.
Guys styling on him? Nah, we never seen guys styling on Bud. We seen guys styling on Canelo.
I said, do you want me to be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
We rate a black fighter. A black fighter is expected to be very, very good defensively. Is he not?
Mm-hmm. I will look at it like this. Crawford is more of a I'm gonna beat your ass first type of fighter, like a Marvin Hagler type of guy. He's not about to sit there and play defense and shit. He's gonna come take the fight to you.
But
yeah, you lagging out, bro.
But one of the best.
Oh, you lagging out bad, bro. You need to come back in.
Fighters in boxing.
Nah, man, you don't gotta have defense to be a great fighter either, though. But I mean,
kind of quiet on.
Nah, you lagged out, bro.
Is Bud one of the best defensive fighters in boxing?
Nah, but he's not like really bad at defense either. He don't be sitting there getting his ass kicked.
Yeah,
what's the punch that count? The fight he got hit the most in recently was probably the Mean Machine one, and he was really pushing the fight against that guy. And so, but Bud I don't really see this, like, you know, Bud might get clipped because he likes to fight, but he's not. I don't. This he don't got no defense shit. I think that's just a fallacy. I think that's just a bunch of nonsense. I mean, he got good enough defense. He takes the fight to you. When you're a guy that pushes the fight, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, you go get hit. He got like more of a Marvin Hagler mindset, opposite of like Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? He likes to bring the fight to guys. That's what we want to see, right? We don't need everybody playing defense. And you know, he was dodging the shot at Amir Khan, Drizzy KO. You know what I'm saying? You know, Amir Khan fast as shit. He couldn't even hit Bud. He couldn't even hit him for real. His angles and shit, he was all over. He couldn't even hit Crawford, man. It's crazy. Because the Mount Daniels, it never happened. Canelo never cheated. None of that. It never happened. Okay, he's gonna let's just call it let's call it for what it is, people. Canelo is getting a lot of extra credit, and I don't even want to sound like a hater or nothing, but he's getting a lot of extra credit from beating guys that we know he go beat. And the thing is, Canelo's a fighter that's in a position to kind of pick who he wants to fight. He's handpicking these guys. Yeah, you ain't lying. Bud was more of a he's turned more into a puncher boxer as he moved up to 147, D-Lo 404. You know, he was a little bit more of a boxer early on, you know, but now lately, you know, he's been just pushing the fight on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's what I noticed too, the real Zoe. When he don't want to get touched, he don't get touched. You know what I'm saying? When Bud don't want to get touched, he don't get touched. And that's something that we also notice. But when he wants to fight, yeah, he may get hit. That's what happens. But is Caleb Plant getting ready to price himself out? Will we even see this fight? You know? Will we see this fight between Canelo and Plant? Will Plant make it really hard for Canelo to get an opportunity to get that belt? See, my boy YSM feels differently. You know, he looked at it from a more of a business standpoint. I'm looking at it as I've seen a lot of these guys from PBC do this type of thing, and these fights just don't happen. Now, Deontay Wilder, you didn't hear too much about the negotiations with Hammer Tyson Fury. Next to you know, you hear a fight between them dudes is happening. But when these guys come out talking about what their demands and what they want and all this shit, we've seen this story before. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this story before with these dudes. You know, when they come out saying, I want this, I want that, and pay me, you know, pay what you weigh and all this other shit. You know, these fights don't happen because of that. Canelo may be like, dude, who you think you is? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think you is? Canelo go probably start feeling some type of way, and then it's gonna be a big thing, you know, because boxing today, instead of handling it in the ring, they'll hurt each other pockets and shit like that. So it's kind of different. The Triumph TV, y'all hit that like button for your boy too, man, while y'all in the building. He says, not unless Canelo signs a multi-fight deal with PBC, Heyman gonna block it, man. I hope not, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hope not, because that's, you know, that's what we know. That's what we've seen from the Crawford saga. You know, Terrence Crawford and his quest to get one of the PBC welterweights in the ring it seems almost impossible. So we're gonna see if Canelo Alvarez can get one of these PBC guys in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Damone Daniel says Porter is a Kumite fighter. Yeah, I'm think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna name my top 5 boxers that I'll throw in the Kumite. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know what a Kumite is, think Bloodsport from the 80s, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, where it was all those martial arts styles fighting pretty much to the death. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes died, some didn't, but that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Style versus style. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought this up, Damone Daniels. Let's talk about that real quick. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Yeah, Andrade, I seen that video. It was a really good live, too. Andrade said a lot of good shit in that video. He said how he pulled up on Triple G and how he had to maneuver through the ropes, and you know, security tried to block him, and he told his guys to run that way and do something, and he got the security distracted so he can run in the ring and sneak up on Triple G. You know, Andrade's really trying to get these fucking fights, bro. He's trying to get these fights. He traveled all the way from Rhode Island to Texas to pull up on Canelo to get a fight. Meanwhile, Charlo is nowhere in sight. You know what I'm saying? But to answer that question, offered $40 million. I mean, I think what he said, because I heard the video when it was live, he said something to the fact that they offered him $5 million more than what he's normally getting. I'm not sure if I exactly caught the $40 million offer part, but if you equal out to what it'll be added to, Canelo makes what, 30, 35 million. Well, I think he made like 25 million for this fight, but normally he makes 35 million during that time before the pandemic. That would have made it like 40 million. That's what I thought he said. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you turn down $5 million more dollars than you normally get, you know, to go fight Sergey Kovalev and give him like $15 million or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Damone Daniels, he took the last fight. Yeah, you said it right here. He took the last instead of fight for Undisputed, man. I mean, Canelo Alvarez is bamboozling boxing. He's playing boxing. And a guy that they consider the best guy in the sport at 30 years old, he should be fighting these guys. You got to really show us that you could beat these guys, but you're not. You've been dodging them for years, and a lot of hardcore boxing fans see this shit. Hey, they probably don't know nothing about Bloodsport, bro. Bloodsport was, bro, you couldn't tell, bro, that was like the shit in the 90s, bro. I was a kid in the 90s. So seeing Bloodsport was like the greatest thing ever to me, dude. Bro, that was the shit back in the day. I mean, it just seemed, I mean, you know, when you watch it now, it's like, oh, this look cheesy. But back in the day when you were a kid watching it, you know what I'm saying? They ain't have all that shit. That shit was so fucking raw. Man, Bloodsport was the shit, man. He said, "Do you think Plant got advisors like Sean Porter?" Yeah, man. They probably do got advisors. You know, Al Heyman is his advisor probably, and Caleb Plant is letting Canelo know that you're not going to be bullying me in negotiations. But on another end, you can also look at it as, you know, since this is a common thing amongst the Premier Boxing Champion stable, this could be a situation where they fucking price themselves out or, you know, talk themselves out of the fight or some shit, man. Yeah, man, but it's not okay to lose. You know what I'm saying? It's not okay to lose. See, a boxer like Canelo Alvarez could afford to lose. Why? Because his fans go ride with him, ride or die, no matter what. Canelo Alvarez has an established fan base. They're going to love and support him no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't a fighter that has an established fan base like Canelo Alvarez, you might not could afford to take a fucking loss. You know what I'm saying? You might not could afford that. Manny Pacquiao got like what, 7, 8 losses? They love him. Why? Because he got an established fan base. They love the dude. He got a whole country behind him. It's a lot harder for American fighters to have that type of support. You see what they did with Deontay Wilder. They kicked him to the curb. He lost one fight, and they kicked him to the curb after all he's done. They kicked him to the curb after losing one fight. You know what I'm saying? So it don't be that easy for American fighters. And now y'all understand why I ride so hard for American fighters. Hey, D-Lo 404. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I dropped quite a few videos out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all subscribe to my man D-Lo 404 Boxing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. And I like the fact that Clarissa Shields came out and spoke. I mean, she said some real shit. Just real and raw. You gotta love the quote. You gotta love the quote. You know what I'm saying? She came out and said what she said. Like, look, man, I ain't gonna sit here and let people say this dude is a terrible fighter. Salute for the $2 super chat, Dealer 404 Boxing.
You ever notice that it's always that? And who did you fight when you're a credible threat? Like, if you watch boxing, you can see how Demetrius Andrade can have success against Canelo Alvarez. I can see Canelo winning that fight, but you can also see how it can be a very difficult, very awkward fight. And when it's a fight like that, you always see whoever's the top guy be like, oh, well, who did you fight? And, oh, look at your attendance. You don't draw. Like, remember what Andre wore in Triple G?
Yeah. Yep. Bro, we always hear that excuse when we've been hearing it for years. Who did he fight? This, that, and the third. He don't draw. He's boring. When you hear those excuses, that means they don't really want to fight that guy.
No, they don't.
That means. We've heard it so much over the years. You know what I'm saying? Who did he fight? Like, well, what does it matter? If he's about to fight, like Triple G, you know what I'm saying? He was just fighting whoever and whatever. And, you know, you question, like, who is this guy and what did he do to deserve a shot to make Andre Ward not deserve a shot? Or Edison Andy Lara back when he was pressing Triple G. Like, why you didn't fight those dudes? Why you ain't fighting black fighters, bro?
Mexican fans made him fight Triple G.
Yep.
The Mexican fan base turned on Canelo Alvarez in favor of Triple G.
Yep.
And he forced them to fight him.
Yep. That's what happened. The fan base has got to force him
to fight.
You ain't lying about that, bro. Because Triple G had a lot of Mexican fans.
Yes,
Mexican for Golovkin.
Big
you know,
drunk.
He was wearing the sombreros and shit. Now all of a sudden he don't even know English no more. He straight bamboozled. Straight up. He straight bamboozled the Mexican boxing fans. He pandered to the Mexican boxing fans. Why? Because they show a lot of support. And for him, he had Abel Sanchez with him. It was just really clicking. It was so vicious that they turned on Canelo Alvarez, and it was the black guys sticking up for Canelo Alvarez during that Triple G shit.
Yep.
I remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. The same guys that's calling black guys racist for criticizing Canelo for not fighting size was the same guys that turned on for Triple G.
Yep.
I saw it.
Oh, this is a good question for you right here. He says, do you think Canelo will fight Ward if he came back? Because I know Ward's your boy.
No.
What would the excuse be?
He's been out too long. There's no point in fighting.
Oh,
Put it like this. Right? When there was talk of that fight happening. Now, if I'm Canelo Alvarez, I'm not taking that fight either because if I beat him, he was retired for 4 years. He's old. But there's a high probability that Andre Ward could beat me because Andre Ward is never out of shape, even old. So there's a probability that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And make no mistake, Canelo Alvarez can't beat Andre Ward. If you ain't willing to fight Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, you damn sure ain't willing to fight Andre Ward. I don't care what age he is.
Yeah, ain't it? A bad knees Ward, you know what I'm saying? Because he got bad knees. So, I mean, Canelo wouldn't fight him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Canelo Alvarez, dude, I don't know about him, man. And I think he's a great fighter too, man. But I just question like his, like you ain't giving black or brown guys a shot, bro. Let me just say it. Like you ain't giving none of those dudes a shot. You ain't giving none of these guys a shot. 164 was wide open for you. Ran through the door. Hurry up and close it behind you so nobody else can get in. You know what I'm saying? You ran from Charlos and the Andrades at 160s and the 154 years. You got franchise tagged. Charlo's still the WBC regular champion because you got a franchise belt at 160 still. They literally made a franchise belt for this dude, man.
Yeah, they did.
They literally made that for him.
Yeah.
To keep him away from Charlo.
Yeah. And then y'all believe that Oscar De La Hoya made Charlo a $15 million offer. Let me tell you how this works, right? So if I make you a $15 million offer and you don't accept, but a purse bid is called, right? You can still, like I said, you can force the purse bid, and if Charlo don't want the fight, Charlo's going to leave the purse bid, right? So if you're telling me you offer him $15 million, he clearly don't want the fight. So what did you vacate the belt and become the franchise for? I'll wait. You said you made the $15 million offer, right? So what did you vacate for it?
Right.
When they call for your mandatory, Charlo has to bow out because he doesn't want the fight. So you would have kept your belt. Mm-hmm. Unless that offer that you supposedly made wasn't real. Is that you were lying, and you know Al Heyman doesn't come out and speak on such issues. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's killers at 154 and 160. So he got up out of there, bro. He got up out of there. Think about who did he really fight at 154? Think about all the killers that's at 154. Canelo was nowhere to be found, bro. Jamel Charlo stayed. He stayed in the Viper's pit. Big Charlo had to move up. He getting too big. His brother there. Andrade had to move up. He getting too big. Canelo moved up 2 weight classes because it was open season up there. Open season. If David Benavidez still had that belt, will Canelo Alvarez had to fought him? Would he have moved up to 168? That's my question.
He would have bounced around.
Yeah, man. He fought Avery Uterman, D-Lo. He fought Avery Uterman. You know, that was Canelo Alvarez never fights mandatories. I don't remember him ever fighting mandatories prior to I don't remember, dude. When last time Canelo fought a mandatory? That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. That's what it is.
D-Lo, that's a good point, bro. They screaming, "Oh, Abdi Yildirim was a mandatory. Abdi Yildirim was a mandatory." So was Charlo.
Right. Right. He was a mandatory. Why you didn't fight him? Why you just y'all can fight more than once, bro? That's my thing. Like, you guys could fight more than once.
Now, I think that would be a good fight.
Who? Charlo and Canelo?
I think Charlo and Canelo in Texas would break that record.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying. He's down there already. But then you bringing a guy from across the pond all the way over here with no fans, bro. Come on, stop playing with me.
Yeah, but that's
No
by
fans,
design,
bro.
though. That's by design.
Because look, what are some of the excuses that we went over a little bit ago? Oh, well, he ain't got no fans. Oh, he's a boring fighter. Well, Billy Joe don't got no fans. He's not a really exciting fighter. Like, so what's the difference? Well, Billy Joe got a belt. He's part of the game that I'm on right now. That's all it is. Benavidez kind of fucked that shit up, man. I really wish Benavidez never lost that belt on the scales like that. That's a bunch of bullshit. Because then we'll see Canelo. He'll probably would have been bouncing around, fighting at 165, you know, making these catch weights and shit. That's what he'll be doing. If Benavidez never lost the belt on the scales, we'll be seeing Canelo fight at 165 and shit. 165, 162. You know what I'm saying? Damone Dan says, I like Benavidez versus Canelo more. Yeah, that's a good fight, man. I like Canelo versus anybody. I think Playing is a good one. Benavidez is a good one. Charlo and Andrade. Those are the guys that I want to see Canelo fight. You know, people like to pull up Danny Jacobs. Like Danny Jacobs was coming off like a really like spectacular performance where he looked phenomenal. No, he didn't, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dudes like to bring up Danny Jacobs like he was looking spectacular out here. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. But yeah, I'm down for Charlo Benavidez. I'm down for any of those fights. All of them. They all need to fight each other. But I think the Canelo Andrade has a good storyline right now. But Canelo shunned it kind of away. But people are really talking about it. You know, and then we got the Canelo Charlo storyline. You know what I'm saying? So Canelo got some guys that's on him. Some guys that we feel they can give him a really good fight. But I don't think he's going to be fighting those dudes, man. All right, let's just say this. Canelo becomes undisputed. Then what? So Canelo becomes undisputed, then what? You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised Mexican fans just took the whole "I'm not fighting Mexican fighters" thing, knowing David Benavidez is out there. Now, I think David Benavidez, it's his fault that he's in this position. He did it to himself and he needs to mature. But I'm surprised Mexican fans just went for that. What's your thoughts on that, Shido?
But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to get ready to shut it down. But yeah, man, y'all hit the like button for your boy on the way out. Subscribe to my man YSM Sports Media was our special guest today. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with this Canelo Plant shit, but we gonna see. We gonna see. Peace out, you guys.